Welcome back. In this video, we are going to see the applications for the linked list. Application in a sense, it's like where we can make use of this linked list. So normally we focus on two applications. One is for the polynomial, how we can make use of this linked list to represent a polynomial, and second one is sparse matrix. So these two applications we are going to see in detail. Already we have seen this two application for some other case. In this video we are going to see how we can use a linked list to represent polynomial as well as a sparse matrix. So let us start with the polynomial. Polynomial we have seen in detail in the previous videos. So this is a polynomial called a of x, and a is going to be the coefficient, and this is the exponent, and this is again coefficient, and this is the exponent. So to represent this polynomial in the form of a list, we need to take a structure with three parameters, or we call it as members. One for the coefficient, next for the exponent, and every node, because we are going to represent the polynomial in the form of a list. List means which is a collection of nodes. So we should have one more part called link. So we have coefficient, exponent, and link. And look at the link. Link is a self-referential structure. It's a pointer to a same node. So you look at this. We have taken a type of struct polynode, polypointer. Polypointer is a pointer type. See, polypointer link. And polynode is please remember, it's a type which user have created. For that you can create variables. So but this is a normal way we do create it. So let us see more about this. So we have taken two polynomials. One is a and other one is b, and this is a way we represent. This 3 stands for the coefficient, 14 stands for the exponent, and third part which is going to have the address of the next node. What is the next node? So every term we are going to, for every term we are going to take a node. So again we have 2 and 8 is the exponent part for this. Once it is done, we'll go to the next node. So the second node will have the address of the third node. So again we have 1, and for the last term there is no what do you call it? There is no exponent part. Same way done for the polynomial b. So we have 8, 3 and 10 are the coefficients, and 14, 10 and 6 are the exponent part, and last part gets address of the next node. Look at this. So we have successfully represented a polynomial in the form of a list. So to add two polynomials, we have seen there will be three different cases. If the exponent of two terms are equal, add the coefficient and create a new term. We have seen in the previous case. Second one is, if the exponent of the current term in A is less than the exponent of the current term in B, what you should do is create a duplicate term of B, attach this term to the resultant. Let me repeat, exponent of current term in A is lesser than the exponent of the current term in B. You have to duplicate B and attach to the resultant. Otherwise, if the exponent of current term in B is lesser than the exponent of the current term in A, you have to duplicate the term of A, attach this term to the resultant one is C, and advance the pointer to the next term in A. So we have three cases. If they are equal, we can add the coefficient and we can attach to the resultant one. If A is lesser than B, you have to duplicate B and put it in the resultant one and advance B to the next term. Otherwise, you should duplicate term in A, put it in the resultant and point make see that pointer to the next term in A. You have to advance the pointer to the next term in A. So this is a actual thing happens. So let us see how it works. So we have a A and B are the pointer to the first term in the first polynomial and second polynomial. Now what we do is we are going to compare it. Here what happens, 14 is the exponent, and for even b we have got the same. If that's the case, you have to add the terms coefficients of a and b and put it in c. So when I add 3 and 8, I'll be getting it as 11, and exponent as it is, I'm done with this. So a is exponent is equal to b is exponent. I'm done with this. Next, how to advance a and b. So this part is truncated out, take it out. Now a will point to the next term and b also will point to the next term. Now if I take the exponent part, what happened? A's exponent is lesser than b's exponent. If that's the case, I have to duplicate. I have to duplicate. So when A's exponent is less than b's exponent, I will duplicate b1. So when I duplicate b, I'll be getting it as already 314 and minus 310. So we have seen this. You are going to put in the resultant and advance b. Now b will point to the last term. Look at this. Again, you have to see the exponent part. This is 8 and this is 6. So what happened? Here A's exponent part is greater than B's exponent. What I should do? I should duplicate this A and put it in the resultant one. So I'll be getting 28280. I should continue. So next is the other application for linked list, which is a sparse matrix. So we are going to see how we can represent a sparse matrix in the form of a linked list. So this is what uh, something called header node, which is going to have three parts. One is uh, next and down and right. So let us see how we are going to represent this. So this is the actual representation where you can find a sparse matrix with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows and 4 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4. What we do is we are going to take a node called header, in which we are going to write number of rows and columns. So for now this is we are taking it as 4 and 5, and total number of non-zero elements are 6. Look at this. This should be actually 5 and 4. Yeah, 6 elements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements are there. Now look at this first non-zero element, which is 2, and index value for this is 0, 0, 2. So from H node we have an arrow mark, and from this 2 it will go back to the H node. Take the next one. Next one is having index value. This is first row, 0 column. We have value 4. So we have a arrow mark from H1 to this, and look at this. We have another number in the same row. So what we do is from this we are going to take a line to the next one. And what is this value? This is going to be the first row and third column. First row, third column, we have value 3. So this we continue, and if you take the last one, we can see 4 to 6. So we are talking about this. This is the fourth row because the row start from 0. Fourth row and second column, column number 0, 1, 2. See, 4, 2. What is the value? Which is 6. And look at this. This is connected to the H4, and in the same way this is connected to H2, because at this this row and this column we are not finding any other this, so this is directly connected to this. So this is no this is another application for linked list. This is a way we are going to represent a sparse matrix in the form of a linked list.